Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Evolved Dad Shortcast. So, I want to talk about the ups and downs of life. As we go through and we have new experiences and we learn new things, the frequency of those ups and downs will usually increase because we're now making a change in our life that's going to create new obstacles. So, take for example, if you're working on improving your relationship with your kids, you want to be more present. Now that you're putting yourself in that position where you're looking to give them more time, keeping all your technology away, or you're looking to take them on a outing every Sunday. Maybe you want to make sure that you have time to put them to bed every night. Whatever it may be, you're now introducing something new to your schedule. And by definition, you're going to encounter new obstacles. And this is something that I find that turns off a lot of people because when we start something new, we're heading down a new path. No matter how prepared we may be, there's always going to be something that's going to throw us for a loop. That's just the reality of it. So whether that be a urgent call from work, you just started putting your kids to bed every night. Maybe you got a night or two in, and all of a sudden you have this major emergency at work and you miss bedtime. So there's two ways you could look at it now. You could either say, this is just not going to work, this is crazy, and get overwhelmed with the situation. Or the other option is saying, okay, I missed this. You know, I didn't get a chance to. I had to go take this work call. And you can think to yourself also, did I have to take that work call? Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no. And that's part of the learning experience. But to continue the next night with putting your kids to bed shows that you're on this journey of continuing to grow, to build that connection. If you give up, then it doesn't mean enough to you. That's just the reality. That's the harsh truth. And it's perspective because many times we're so caught up in life, we don't even think about what's going on. We don't think about what's going to happen if we do continue or if we don't continue doing whatever we're trying to do. And it's a big mistake because we have so many opportunities in front of us, but because life moves so fast and there's so many things happening, we automatically just start writing things off if something doesn't work out. And to stay consistent with it over time is really where we see the true growth. And the growth that we're going to see is it's next level stuff. If you really commit to making that change and becoming that better father, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. There are going to be times where you're going to think, I still suck. I'm just not a good dad. And there are other times where you're going to be so excited over the connection that you have with your kids. You'll feel like it's going to go like that forever. But it's not going to because that's just life. That's the reality of it. But whether it be in a few weeks, a few months, and definitely in a few years, you'll be able to look back and it's not just going to be a smile. You're going to feel like a different person because you're going to be a different person and you're going to be excited over the progress that you've made because you've done a lot. So it's all about picking yourself back up and continuing on. There's a Japanese saying that I like to reference. I actually have it on my wall in my office. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. That's how it's loosely translated into English. And the concept is that we keep getting knocked down in life. But the ones that are going to succeed, the ones that are a success, are the ones that get back up. And if we look at anybody that's made anything notable, whether in recent history, past history, it's always been those people that no matter how many times they got knocked down, they still had that vision. They still had that grit to get back up and keep at it. And that's really what it comes down to. It's, do we have the grit to keep going? Which is why I subscribe so strongly to defining your why. Because you've created something that has a built-in motivation, and that's going to keep you going. So don't give up. Just because you've had a hard day, just because you may have had a hard week. Maybe you had a setback in your progress. That's normal. That's just how it goes. That's how it is. So what can you do about that? Well, the first thing you can do is find someone to talk to. Could be your wife, could be a friend. Find someone that's going to encourage you. Not someone that's going to say, yeah, it's tough. What are you doing that for? You don't need any more of those. There's plenty of those around. But find that one person that you can talk to that's going to give you that encouragement. And if you don't have that person yet, maybe start journaling about it. Just write down your thoughts. You don't have to make a practice of journaling every day, but you've got a lot going on in your head. So just write it down. When you get it on paper, it will make a lot more sense, and you'll be able to work through it a lot easier and make, just say, yeah, this happens. It is what it is, but it's going to be what I make of it. And I'm not going to let this tear me down. And something else that I found helpful is honestly just talking to yourself. You may not be able to reach out to that person at that point in time, or you may not have a pen and paper available, but you have your phone. Record yourself. Just talk it out. Listen over, then answer back. It's almost like a one-person conversation. But desperate times call for desperate measures. And it can keep you from doing things or from stopping from doing things that you may regret down the line. Because it gives you that insight into what's going on. Or at least lets you get it off your chest. So the concept is appreciate, understand, and acknowledge the fact that no, life is not going to go according to plan. But you are going to continue through it because it means a lot more to you than one simple failure. And just because we get knocked down doesn't mean that we should stay down. It means that we should get back up. And if you think, well, why does it really make much of a difference anyways? One thing I want you to keep in mind is your kids are watching. And don't look at that as shouldering a burden. Look at that as an opportunity to give your children the tools for life, because that's really what you want to do. You're trying to set them up best as possible that they thrive in life. And this is one of those things that is going to make them resilient by teaching them that, yes, it's okay to fail. Many will say it's even important to fail, but it's definitely okay. But don't get knocked down and stay down. You got to brush yourself off and get back up. And it doesn't always happen right away. You don't always jump right back. Sometimes it takes time to crawl to a sitting position and then slowly pick yourself back up. But make sure that you pull yourself back up, because that's what's most important. Your family needs you, and you need you. Don't let yourself down, because you can do this. You're not going to be the first person to fail. You won't be the last. And definitely don't be the one that's going to stay down. As always, I appreciate you spending your time with me today, and commit to making these changes. Start seeing every time that you fail as an opportunity to learn. This is Jonathan, the Evolved Dad, signing off.